Hello everyone, today we are going to play an interesting game which is inspired from one of our fortnight worksheet problems. The game goes like this. You have 12 black dots arranged in 4 rows and 3 columns. And you have 12 red dots arranged in 3 rows and 4 columns. Now you have to draw a track or a path for the red dots from left to right and from top to bottom for the black dots. Now players take turn to draw the paths of these red and black configurations. Now the person who completes the path from the left to right for red or from top to bottom for black wins the game. So we need to figure out a strategy for the player 1 or the player 2. Let's get started. So we have the 12 black dots arranged in 4 rows and 3 columns as shown. And in between them you have the red dots like this, which is arranged in 3 rows and 4 columns. The task is to go from the leftmost red dots to the rightmost red dots with a continuous path. And for the black dots, you have to go from the topmost edge to the bottommost edge. So an example could be, and in each turn players mark a line segment connecting two adjacent dots. An example could be, suppose if red starts like this, then black plays like this, and red does this, and black player does this, and then red does this, and black player plays this, and red moves like this, and we got to the end of the game because red completed its path from left to right without any gaps. So this ensures the player 1 wins this game. Now we have to figure out a strategy for player 1 or player 2. Let's assume that player 1 is red and that player 2 is black. So with this assumption and the configuration, try to think yourself about a winning strategy for one of them. Take few moments of time and then we will start with the solution. Okay, what if the first player start like this? Probably the black player would move somewhere like this, maybe to block the path of red or to progress from top to bottom. But in either case, we are going to build a strategy. And again, this strategy is independent of the moves by the black player. Red player fills up the next horizontal line segment along the center line. So we regard this part as the center line. So if black blocks that way, we will go towards the other way. Even if black does not bother our way, we will go to the right. So this is our convention. Now, supposing the black player moves in the first part. So this entire thing can be divided into 3 parts: first, second, and third. And suppose if the black player moves in the first part, say something like this, then the red player will move in the third part. If the black player chooses third part, then the red player will choose the first part. And of course, the red player needs to block the vertical alignment of the two line segments by the black player. Now, black one is now forced to block the line segment which could possibly connect these two dots. And that will end up letting the player 1 or the red player to win. So black will block this connection by drawing a line segment like this. And do notice that black is forced to do this. So red can be assured of that move of black. Now player 1, that is red, will move to the right and maintain the same horizontal line segment towards the right. So if this is now drawn, black will now be in dilemma whether to block these two connection or these two connection, because one of them is going to, both of them is going to win the game. If suppose black blocks these two dots, then red will clearly have a move to win the game that connects from left to right. Now if black blocks this one, then red will join these two dots and that forms a path from left to right. So in either way, black is going to lose. So let's consolidate our strategy even more further. We now got an idea by playing around all these. First move by the red player, the player 1, is in the central part, the middle portion of the second region. Now, if the black player moves in the first, then the second player will now move in the left part of the earlier move. This is because not only that it blocks the passage of that line segment, but also if it moves this way and if black blocks this way, then red cannot play its strategy. So that's why. But anyways, now black is compelled to move in this region because it needs to block the two red parts. Now red's move, notice that black has entered the first part, so the red will now enter the third part. So red will move towards the other end of the third part. And also, black is now forced to close this, as otherwise that will end up letting the player 1 to win. Now we will follow the same strategy. Red will maintain the horizontal move but towards the left. Now black enters into the dilemma whether to close the connection between these two dots or to close the connection between these two dots. So by letting the black player enter this dilemma, red player will win the game. This is the ultimate strategy of red. And this central line segment is crucial because that helps us to pivot or to choose the region based on the black's first move. So the idea is that if black moves in the first, red should start with the third, and that too in the opposite way of its earlier move. Let me take one more final example to illustrate the strategy. If red moves like this and if black moves like this, then red will sort of stay in the same column as that of black to block its path. And now black is constrained to block the red's completion of left to right. And now red will start in the third part because black has occupied the first part. So now the black is constrained to block this and red will play this. Now black will enter the dilemma, letting the player 1 to win. So this is the strategy that I have in my mind, and a lot of students discussed these ideas and possibilities with us. You may also comment your own ideas on this. And we will also honor and invite students to think on this and derive their own strategy. We will meet in the next SuMON problem solving video. Thank you then. Bye.